Hey, welcome back. I will try to post more videos more often, but here is where I am, and I am ready to do something today. Wherever this video finds you, you are probably looking for a little bit of hope and a little bit of relief. It is my sincere aspiration that I would be able to help you out with that. And if not, that's okay. Share this with somebody else. It's okay to just be feeling however you're feeling. But the thing that came up for me today that I wanted to we'll work through and talk about is it's dangerous for me to know what others are feeling. And why would this make just perfect sense, right? Because sometimes other people's feelings, their anger or their sadness, their despair, it's like I don't have the bandwidth for that. And that currently in present day is probably one of my least favorite phrases that I hear people use, which is, oh, I don't have the bandwidth. It's one thing to say I'm burned out. It's one thing to say I'm exhausted, but to say I don't have the bandwidth makes it, I don't know. There's something about that gets me. But I think it is okay to say is like, I'm at my limit. I don't have anything left. Which maybe sounds a little bit different than assuming that we're like a computer program. Maybe it means the same thing. But when we think about it's dangerous for me to know what others are feeling, this could be the people who are coming to you for support and you feel just too burnt out, too faded to be able to support them. But it might also be people who you are kind of seeing as the enemy, right? Or as someone who is not on your side. And famously, in Buddhist psychology, this idea that the one tie that binds the human experience, humans with each other, is that we all feel alone in our suffering. We think we're the only person who is struggling or suffering in a particular way. And so what we're going to do is just quick energy release on that, the same way that we do all the time. But I also just want to talk about in challenging times in the human experience or in this lifetime on this planet, we're evolving. We are evolving together, which is weird, gross, beautiful, complicated. But it doesn't have to be terrifying or despairing. And I think that's really the point that I'm getting at today is it may be hard to be able to connect with empathy for other people. And rather than beating yourself up about the fact that that might not be available, we start with connecting to empathy with ourselves. And then that's where we hold that space for just deep compassion. And then that becomes like a wellspring of us having something to offer for other people. But we don't say, oh, I need to be doing this. I should be doing this for other people. It's okay to say, I want to meet those needs for myself. I need to learn how to meet those needs for myself, and then what I have to spare is what I'm going to offer for other people. So what I do for a living pretty much all day is listen to people's pain and hold space for them. And there are days where like it's not taking anything out of me, right? And then there are days where it does. It can take my energy. And so what I often try to remind myself, especially if I've got a hard day coming up or there's just big storms in the Gulf or tornadoes or an earthquake or, political upheaval, whatever the case may be, reminding myself that what's in my control today is to just practice presence. That's it. It's not solve someone's problems. It's not take on their problems. It's not even having to join them in heartbreak or misery. It's that I can practice being as present as humanly possible to myself and to them. And that is still something that's really a gift. So again, what we're here to do today is just practice presence if this belief is salient for you or it feels really alive. So put a hand on your chest or put a hand wherever you're feeling the location of the sensation for the phrase, it's dangerous for me. What is it? Yeah, it's dangerous. It's not safe for me to know what others are feeling. Right? Oh boy. Makes sense, but it doesn't have to be entirely true. So it's not safe for me to know what others are feeling. Okay. So put a hand at your heart, maybe somewhere else where you're feeling this sensation. It's not safe for me to know what others are feeling. So, starting at your crown, it's not safe for me to know what others are feeling. It's not safe for me to know what others are feeling. It's not safe for me to know what others are feeling. Move your hand to your throat. It's not safe for me to know what others are feeling. Both hands at your heart. It's not safe for me to know what others are feeling. To your left heart. It's not safe for me to know what others are feeling. To your right heart. It's not safe for me to know what others are feeling. To your solar plexus. It's not safe for me to know what others are feeling. To your belly button. It's not safe for me to know what others are feeling. To your pelvis in the center where your hip bones would meet each other. It's not safe for me to know what others are feeling. Now to your left hip crease. It's not safe for me to know what others are feeling. To your right hip crease, where your leg and your trunk meet, it's not safe for me to know what others are feeling. And now to your root at the base of your tailbone, and say it one more time. It's not safe for me to know what others are feeling. If some things came up, some material, write it down, talk to someone about it, take it to your own therapist. This may be a place that helps you get some insights and information, but if you need more attention, you should get it. And there are places that you can do that. One of the things that came up for me when my hand was at my crown was like, because they're expecting me to make them feel better. And I can offer hope, I can offer strength, I can offer some of my own experience, but I can't actually be in control of helping someone else feel better, or of changing somebody's mind, or of making them think the way that I think or feel the way that I feel. And so if you need to, rewind the video and do this again from your crown, forehead, chin, throat, heart center, left heart, right heart, solar plexus, belly button, pelvis, left hip, right hip, and then your root, the phrase, it's not safe for me to know what others are feeling. Do that until it feels like either the location or the sensation has been diminished, or if it brings up something really challenging, go stop what you're doing and go get some help. Call a friend, talk to a loved one, take a walk, do something else that gets you back into a grounded state. And this phrase's opposite is just as simple as, it is safe for me to know what others are feeling. And you could add on that, because I don't have to absorb it, because I don't have to fix it, because I don't have to change it. It's actually harder for us if you think about like your child comes home and tells you that they've had their heart broken by another 11-year-old. And you want to like do something. You want to do something like go fight that kid or scream at their parents for having such a jerk for a kid. And what's actually the most courageous thing that you can do is sit in presence with your child and go, that hurts. I see that you are in pain. Rather than going, don't feel bad. You're too young to be in love. You're too young to have your heart broken. What we're doing there when we say that sort of thing is trying to protect ourselves from the pain. Not trying, and we think we're trying to make our kids feel better, but really to just sit there and go, oh, tell me more about it. Oh, what is that like? It is safe for you to know how others are feeling because you don't have to take it on. You don't have to fix it, but it does require practice and the capacity to tolerate distress. It's not easy to sit with someone else's pain. But it's maybe one of the greatest gifts we're ever going to be able to give someone else in this lifetime. Not because you do it for a living, but just to be able to be present with those that you love, or be present with people that you do not like. It is okay. So we're going to install this phrase's opposite. Again, if it brings up material, take this somewhere else. Go get support. You deserve it. So put a hand at your heart, starting now at your root. The phrase is, it's safe for me to know what others are feeling. And now to your pelvis, it's safe for me to know what others are feeling. To your belly button, it's safe for me to know what others are feeling. To your solar plexus, it's safe for me to know what others are feeling. Both hands at your heart, it's safe for me to know what others are feeling. To your left heart, it's safe for me to know what others are feeling. To your right heart, it's safe for me to know what others are feeling. To your throat, it's safe for me to know what others are feeling. To your chin, it's safe for me to know what others are feeling. To your forehead, it's safe for me to know what others are feeling. And to your crown, it's safe for me to know what others are feeling. Man, I don't know what came up for you, but the thing that popped up for me this time was, but that doesn't mean you have to be a punching bag, right? Someone can be angry at you, and it is safe for someone to tell you that they're angry at you, but that doesn't mean they have a right to rip you to shreds. I once sat in a meeting where someone was just telling me about myself for like 40 minutes, and I didn't know that I had the right to be like, this meeting's over. Go file a grievance against me or like report me to HR, but what you don't get to do is just like dump your rage on me. But I didn't know that at the time, so I just straight up sat there and ate it. I just took it. I wouldn't do that today. I would be like, hey, you have a right to tell me how you feel, but that doesn't mean you have the right to rip me to shreds or be cruel to me. So knowing what someone is feeling is not the same thing as inviting them to take their anger out on you, because that's aggressive behavior, right? Someone can say, I'm really feeling angry, I'm really upset, or whatever are your communication styles and patterns. I'm not saying there's a right or a wrong way to do that, but that someone does not have, just because we're working on making it safe to hold space for other people, I would say that we want to say that in safe relationships, right? So if it's not in a safe relationship and you're saying, well, it's safe for me to know what other people are feeling yes doesn't mean that they have the right to hurt you. And so the reminder that we're not here to become better punching bags or better scapegoats for other people's feelings, but that we're here to try and practice presence for ourselves, so then we can give that as a gift to other people, not so that other people can take advantage of the resources that we have. It's just not the same thing. So I hope this was helpful. You can always come back and revisit some of these. I'm trying to keep them a little shorter so it's not just like a long, drawn out like head process, but there's, why we're working on this, what are we doing in the actual releasing effort, and then whatever comes up is like just as a reminder. It doesn't mean, that you have to take on the problems of the world just because you're trying to practice presence. I hope this was helpful. It is my greatest wish that you experience peace in the present starting today. Bye.